northern side there. Team IND, they get spotted out yet again by Orange Rock, and more bullets being sent their way. Hang on a minute, who's this? It's Urali from Reject Scarlet as they start to roll up and take the position that Orange Rock were in before.
Yeah, Orange Rock have got a nice little hold here, and actually Viru is flying across, actually trying to look for a new angle.
Okay, they're sending out wide. They're trying to control this push because they know that IND are going to have to leave these buildings. And also, they're in the next circle as well. So they found a decent location, a decent defilade with some cover as well to fight forwards into the next circles.
Currently, BTR locked in a long-range skirmish between Synerge as well as them. GXR Celts and Megastars, they've got one another under lock. They've basically got either hand handcuffed here. Neither can really make any push out of Gatco without exposing one another's position. TSM Entity, again, they're still in this game. They have a decent position just towards the beneath of Mount Everest. YoodoMan are starting to make the slow crawl down here. They know they've got to get a lot of information forward before they can even attempt to come down this mountain without being peppered by bullets on the way down.
Now, Orange Rock have an interesting spot. They have got that roadside cover, but Bigotron have the broadside, so they need to be careful about those angles. Luckily, there's a road in front of them as well, which means that most of the circle is actually cut off from them. The fight going on now as Reject Scarlet opt to take the fight that Orange Rock didn't. The nade dropped underarm, but Urali will not let it phase. And IND suffering heavily at the hands of Reject Scarlet here. Two players upstairs, and they're cowering right now.
Slayer and Snacks, they drop a nade out. Snacks drops down, trying to get the backstab onto Webb here. Just looking and weaving around these nades, John.
Somehow, Snacks has stayed alive for now. Downstairs still, but Webb will head on up. No, he opts to check the room. Goes for the spray, and the Micro-Uzi not quite on target. Unfortunately, looks for the flush, but there's more players around the corner. Duello able to find it. And that's IND going very, very low. Trance eliminated as well, and it's IND to go all the way down as Snacks falls at 2.
Now Reject Scarlet, they've got to walk towards the barbed wire. There is Orange Rock, but they're taking shots, though, from somewhere else. I believe that might be TSM Entity doing damage over towards them. They've got all the smokes down. Viru just wants to clear this team, and then they can start to make their way out, but leaving this team behind them is so deadly. 2 are currently knocked. Duello right on the edge of the blue. He can feel it up on his back.
Youngjun does finally go down, eliminating T1. Bigotron taking that fight that you were talking about earlier with Synerge, and in fact, it's Synerge to get that knock on towards one of the Bigotron players, Valdus the Murder. Taking the fight now with RRQ on the eastern flank. Nades across the way, and both squads are going to have to move. We've seen fights like this before, be third party, but no one is in this location, which means this ridgeline is so hard to deal with. First knock comes through, the nade over towards Velmuth.
That's terrible. Really, Valdus the Murderer getting prepared to leave, but as soon as Melmoth goes down, now they kind of have to commit to this one. Neither is ahead of one another, but G9 as well as his team can take that moment, that brief amount of respite to actually leave. Orange Rock taking shots towards Reject Scarlet. I believe that will be them done. Actually, Duello remains alive, but Orange Rock,
they're eliminated. They got pushed out. It was a nade from Duello to finish them off, and Marvy falls. That's disaster for Orange Rock, but Valdus the Murder managed to mount up. 3 of them still alive. Armjoan sending forwards into the building he goes. There is a player upstairs, and they need to be careful, but Bigotron have the western side, and they will hold on to it. No one takes them down. YoodoMan feel exactly what it's like to be in the sightlines of Bigotron.
Everybody wants a piece of Gakka right now. Ultron versus Goddard. What happened there?
Oh dear, I think that might have been an aid that just sent them up in smoke. Valdus the Murder getting eliminated now. It's all popping off in the Gakka fields. Reject Scarlet eliminated as well on these pushes, and teams are dropping like flies.
TSM Entity doing a wonderful job to take a lot of shots outwards. I believe they just removed King of Gamers, and that's 3 teams going away in the blink of an eye. No Chance team out in the blue went down to King of Gamers. Braga starting to shake shots back onto TSM Entity. They have to retreat back to their compounds, try and get some of these players back up. What?
Oh dear, Celts getting run down by No Chance. Fortunate for them, King of Gamers getting heavily punished now on this push by TSM Entity. It's quite a distance. They are away from each other, so we'll see what more they're able to do. I don't think they're going to... Oh, sorry, hang on a minute. This is just a kill feed catching up.
The kill feed is so far behind.
No, King of Gamers did come up as eliminated before, but goodness me, the kill feed is so full right now.
Yeah. finally it's finished eating. I can take a drink of water, maybe get a bit of a relaxation, but no, Zuxi, he wants to pump more into the kill feed. One goes down, it's Jumper, nice nade. We characterize BTR being this team really good when it comes to bombardment.
Nades on target. Yudu trying to counter nade, but again, damage found towards Jumper. They're dropping those smokes out. But another one finds the target. It's Luxy who gets the flush and the knock on towards Federal. Yudu, so difficult for them right now. And Bigatron get the shift. This is huge for them.
Yeah, wonderful shift. Comes up towards the northwest side. TSM Entity, they have a chance to get in, but two players currently down from BTR. This is a really big moment for any team to rush their way in. Synergy might be the team to do it, to come up short, take down the couple of players that have a knockback.
Goodness me, I don't know if you heard that, but that was some mighty thunder coming through from the skies in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, there's thunderous fights coming out on the field right now.
Absolutely. Bigatron laying down the thunderous bombardment over towards Yudu Gank, and actually they're going back and forth. This is the battle for the top of the tables, Blank. They are very, very close in terms of these points right now, and whichever team can eliminate the other will have a massive advantage going into that final day of the first Super Weekend. Bigatron holding down their little valley, but Yudu have a position as well. It might be dismounted, however, by TSM Entity.
GXR Celts, they found their way into Gatka first, and they will be the last team remaining to stand, but they have to leave, get their way across. They're mounting up in vehicles, but taking shots once again. TSM Entity have a little defilade in terms of a ridge line to play around with. Yudu Gank making their way in, as well as Synergy on the south side, but they'll be coming into contact with GXR Celts as they try and take the same position. Nades coming over the top. MJ takes a slight amount of damage, but rocks is down.
GXR Celts try and make the death run, but it's going to be so tricky. NJ is going to fall as well. Synergy starting to clear them out on that push. NJ goes down, and now it's just a tanky left nade sent over the top. And the blow up is going to happen. Half HP out wide. Civi goes first face, trying to control the rock. Actually, no, sorry, the Darcia exploded. And Tanky stayed alive, giving them the dosey don't. Actually, Zigsaw goes down on the sidelines as TSM Entity.
You know, this is the thing, though. I was speaking to Synergy the other day, chatting with them. They were saying, oh, we'll try not to make you feel too nervous in the continuing games, but every single time they step up towards the end and get my heart pumping. I don't know how they do it.
All four of them are alive. However, Zigsaw is on the deck. Will be able to get rezzed. They're in the next circle, Blank. They've got some cover behind these buildings. No one is challenging them for this right now, as TSM Entity start to challenge them for it.
Yeah,
now.
Neo actually finding a good shot here. And Neo's just really good at these off angles, but they have a lot of time to pick this player up. You see Civi just looting up here. He's very, very happy. Level 3 vest there, as well as a level 2 helmet. But the nades coming over the top from Jonathan are really pinning this team in place. They might have to move through the compound, find a different angle to take here, because right now, TSM Entity, they have them locked down.
It's the battle for the top of the tables from Southeast Asia, and the battle from South Asia as well. North side and South side, two diametrically opposed duels happening right now, Blank. So tense, and these teams, a lot of them are battling for key placements. TSM Entity, you know, they're feeling that momentum come through from that last game, off the 20-point game they just had. They want to try and resurge into this. Synergy as well, they're trying to push up the tables in a similar spot, and it's for the top of the tables on the other side. You've got Bigatron fighting off against Yudu for that first place placement.
It is tense here, John, and this final moments in the circle. Next circle comes through very, very central, so it's anybody's game. Synergy with a compound, TSM Entity with the two players in Neo and Jonathan, two very, very strong fraggers, already doing a lot of damage, but BTR, they're stuck on this side, continuing to use smokes, and Yudu just pulling up a little bit more, and Civi desperately tries to remove these opposition from the side on the ridge.
There's only one team with 4 players alive, and that's Synergy. TSM Entity find out just what 4 players can do for you. Neo gets taken down, so it's just Jonathan left for the squad. Bigatron starting to make their move as well. Yudu, you can see they're getting pretty low here. I don't know how many meds they have left on board, but it can't be too many. They will be stimming up, trying to get their health back, but with the nades flying over and over and over, it's just so hard to find that edge.
It looks like Yudu's pretty much out of medication. Jonathan goes down, and that is TSM Entity out. Synergy able to hold them off. Remains with 4 players on board, but BTR, they must have been taking a beating on this side, as have Yudu. Gank, Synergy currently own a slight compound here. Zuxi moving out. Both these teams with 3 players, Synergy with 4, but they have to cross the road. Out come the smokes. You see the train line ahead of them. This will provide them so much cover, and they have not had to use too much utility so far, John. That is their advantage.
Currently with a 4 kill point difference between Bigatron and Yudu. Bigatron on 7, Yudu on 3. There's 5 points between them in the tables blank, and whoever is going to win this out is going to take that top spot at the end of the day. Zuxi goes down on the push, and that's a huge opening for Yudu.
Synergy have to push in this moment. This is the perfect time to go for a third party as the 4. Now really between Yudu, Gank and BTR, it's the fight for the second place, and Cell, unless something truly miraculous comes out here.
Oh, Bigatron are eliminated, and that's going to send Yudu up towards the top of the tables. They keep them alive, and now Synergy start to move on forwards. 1 player down for Yudu. Finds a second. Civi over the top, and now they're looking for that third and final kill. Federal holding down from the back up against the blue, trying to go for this push, trying to hold them up.